Awesome. So we are live. Yeah, I think we are live now. Hey people, what's going on? Mike here. So today it's something and I, as usual, as we did a couple of weeks ago and weeks ago. Today we're going to be answering your questions about moving to Europe. Um, Samson, who's the main host, is joining in a second, and we are going to get started. But in the meantime, today is more about answering questions when it comes to migration to Europe. So um, feel free to engage wherever you're watching these from: LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and let's talk. I guess for me, I always mention that the best things in life are free of charge, and it's really interesting to it's an interesting point in the sense that you look around you, you see many things happening, but then you ask yourself the question, um, how can I tap into this space that I am? You know, but besides that, there is also that big question of what exactly is it that you're looking for, and then how do you find answers to that? For most of our target audience, we believe that they are coming from underdeveloped or developing countries looking for opportunities in other parts of the world. And our goal ultimately is that we equip you with the right information that you can make informed decision and get to that part of the world where you want to be. And this is literally what Samson, the host of today's session, is all about. And then he also brings me on stage so we can talk about these things. So Samson is joining in a second, having some network issues. Um, But the ultimate goal today is that we can answer your questions and also give you more insights about um, moving to Europe. And if you followed the sessions we had the last time, we talked about the various options or ways that you can move to Europe. Why is this important? This is important because A, one major problem when it comes to migration, especially to Europe, is misinformation. That people do not get the right information, and then um, they move abroad and the expectations are different, and it's really terrible. Um, it's bad on both sides. For the receiving country, Germany, for example, because then you have people who are in the country, but um, they are not, say, very engaged. Engaged in the sense that um, they're not motivated. There are opportunities left, right, and center for them, but they don't tap into these opportunities. It becomes a burden for the government also. Why? Because they have to cater for these people, especially if you move abroad legally, you become a social responsibility for the government. What you have to understand is the fact that for most of the people, they always have something to offer. You may have had one type of education or another, some kind of qualification or experience. There is something for you to do. And that's where the big question is: what are you going to do? If you're planning to move abroad, you have to think about uh, the legal way for you to do that, the seamless way for you to do that, and also how you can get yourself gainfully employed or engaged in that location. You can be an entrepreneur, someone who starts a business, solving a problem. You can also be a freelancer, so you kind of work for yourself per se. You work for other people, but then you earn the money for yourself. You do not necessarily run a company. Or you could go the classical way where you are fully employed by a company. So this is also possible. Not to mention the most common way, of course, of moving abroad as a student, and then you can study and work at the same time. Um, in many parts of Europe, especially Germany, the study system is quite flexible, whereby you can study and work at the same time. You don't, in most cases, have like a very crazy um, syllabus from your uni that will not give you breathing space to work. And even if it's really tight, uh, you have the options to also split your study program. Essentially, that there's a good, work-life balance. Um, so these and many other things are probably things, in my opinion, that I feel that um, foreigners planning to move abroad and move to Europe should think about and know, because the journey does not stop when you land in a new country. No, it's actually on the contrary, just the beginning. And it's really sad that people think that once they arrive the new destination, and that's it. No way. The moment you arrive that new country, things change because you are entering a country with a working system. And it begins from the airports, checking off your document, your credentials, this and that, your papers. When you arrive the city, or before you arrive the city, maybe you have to get a taxi or get on the bus. Everything begins from that point. It's completely different to what you're used to, you know? And then you land your destination finally. Things like city registration are going to start. And then also, the location, where do you stay, house rent, and so on and so forth. So it doesn't stop. It only begins as soon as you land there. So let's see. Just go on, please. Let me see what is wrong in my network here. All right. So it does not stop. It's the beginning. You get there, and then that's when your life actually starts. Why? Because the system is on your ass 247 to make sure that you're doing the right thing, because that's how the system works. And I believe that's also what made that country attractive to you in the first place. So, as a student, if you move to a new country, if you move to Germany, for example, everything from looking for a house to live, city registration, showing up in the uni to do your enrollment, the health insurance, paying of your house rent, yo, 247, you have something to do. And that's when you actually realize the true value of time. It's going to be so different. Friends who are used to talking to you all the time, connecting with you, doing this and that, gradually you become not so reachable anymore because, yes, you really have things to do. Meanwhile, guys, I see people who joined from LinkedIn and also YouTube. Today's session is about question and answer. So I'm just doing the talking because no one is asking questions. So please use this opportunity to ask questions because otherwise, the other opportunity you have is a paid session whereby, yeah, I charge you basically to answer your question. But right now, you can get it for free. Whatever question that you have about immigrating to Europe, I think this would be the time to ask those questions. Don't slide into my DM wherever and ask questions. You should ask them right now because you get it free of charge. Good. So we have one from Peter. What kind of people do email lawyers give legal? Peter, could you rephrase your questions and like really write it in full because I really don't understand this. What kind of people do email lawyers give legal to? So I take email that you mean immigration lawyers, but give legal to. I don't get that. Could you rephrase that question? I think it's going to make it easier for me to be able to answer you, Peter. Um, so yeah, I take that down and I wait for your correction of the question, and then I can answer it. So everything from the whole registration which you have to do, it's like you just activated a system where everything is like, and literally you are on track then. Everything is checked. And then if you are also like looking for a job, a mini job to work and then earn some money, um, then the race also begins. So what kinds of people do the immigration lawyers give legal aid to? I mean, immigration lawyer will serve whoever comes to them within the scope of their work. So when you say legal aid, I mean mostly people um, who do not have the means to pay for their own like legal service. Yeah, I got that. So people who do not have the means to pay for their own legal service. Um, but keep in mind that an immigration lawyer, it depends if that is like a private setup or it's a public or state funded immigration law firm. But when you say give legal aid, what do you mean by legal aid? Like another paid service? Because an immigration lawyer would provide the relevant service that you need. Peter, I'm not sure if you're the one who asked me some question back then in my DM. I know I'm supposed to come back to you for a chat. That should happen this week. Um, but if there's some things you'd like to share openly, feel free to do that. Something you don't mind sharing openly, that's okay. But for me to understand your question, you're asking what kind of people do immigration lawyers give legal aid to? So those will be people in need of immigration assistance, you know. So that would mean in your case that you are in a country, so you are in Germany, and then you need some legal assistance with regards to your residence or yeah, your legal status in the country. So you would be the type of people that they would give assistance to. But I need to understand what you mean by legal aid. Aid in the sense that it's offered to you free of charge, you know, it's not paid, or aid in the sense that, um, yeah, it's a service. So if you can clarify that, it would help a lot. Anyways, speaking about immigration, legal aid, um, one thing I do encourage is that if you are already living abroad and you have all your residence and stuff well sorted out, and you are whether you're working or a student, I highly recommend that you take some kind of legal insurance. You know, so the basic version is the one that you take for consultation. It's called in German Rechtsschutzversicherung. So basically, what that entitles you to is it entitles you to um, getting legal consultation, which is covered by the insurance. And in most cases, it doesn't cost a lot of money, in my opinion. It's usually below 15 euros per month, but it would come in very, very handy for you. And then depending on your status, so by status, I mean if you're a student, if you work or you own a business, you can then take the next type of insurance. Services like Visa Help. Um, so services like Visa Help, yes, they will provide the service to you. Um, so how they would render this service depends on your location. Are you in that country where you need that visa, or you're outside that country? If you are outside the country where you need the visa, then the first thing would not be seeking legal assistance. It would be applying for the right type of visa. But if you are already in that country and then you have issues with your residence, then it's a different story altogether. You know, then what you need in that case is not um, services for visa, but it's more like services for your legal status in the country, which is a different situation. And yes, they can provide the service to you. Samson, do we have you here?
Yeah, I'm very, very sorry. My network today chose this day to frustrate me.
No worries, it's all good. Now you're sharp, loud, and clear. It's awesome.
Yeah, okay, okay. So I'm just joining. Do I need to do an introduction?
Yeah, go ahead. You're the host, man. So do your thing.
Okay. Sorry for the delay.
No worries.
Yeah, hello everyone, and welcome to today's live stream. I am Samson Pius. All I do is to talk about opportunity and lifestyle abroad. People
100%.
normally see opportunity come but once, but here in my channel, I refuse to accept that. because as soon as you subscribe to this channel, you are open for a lot of opportunity, irrespective of
100%.
where you are. So kindly press that subscribe button so you can get to see me again and be open for more opportunities. Today
Totally.
on our live stream, we have our guest, Michael, who is the founder of Setlinn, a platform where I call it a community, or would I say a platform, yeah, where you get to see topics, discussion, and even connect with people about immigration. Our guest, Michael, has spent over 10 years in Germany and he's an expert in helping people secure admissions to top universities in Europe. He also connects people to job opportunities as well. With his extensive experience for over 5 years, he has helped a huge number of people in guiding them to gain admissions and jobs overseas. So today we're going to be answering questions today. So, before we proceed, I would like Michael to tell us a little bit about settling and let's know what settling is all about. Let's
Totally. Yeah. So
let's
thank you very much.
okay.
Thank you
Go
very much,
ahead.
Samson. So I think today, when people think about migration, they begin to source information from yeah, different locations or different resources. So you check Facebook, you check LinkedIn, you check Twitter, you check Instagram, and all. Um, so what you notice is that both people who are looking for the information and people who have the information, they are just scattered. So
Mm,
the goal of settling is to bring people together on one platform when it comes to migration. Top on the list is studying and working abroad, but there are also other channels of migration which is talked about on the platform. So settling is essentially connecting people and helping them to get access to authentic information about migration. If you want to study abroad, if you want to work abroad, you want to do vocational training, you want to relocate, family reunion, whatever
mm.
it is that you think about in the area of migration, Setlinn is that platform that enables it. So we are connecting people looking for the information, we're connecting content creators, we're connecting agencies, and then also down the lane, we hope to also connect universities as well. The goal is essentially to bring all major stakeholders in the migration space together. Right now, people who are using the platform the most are people who are looking for like study abroad opportunities, tuition free study opportunities, low tuition study opportunities, scholarship, um, people who are looking for jobs abroad. So we've been able to connect all these people together, and it's really simple. Who are you? What are you looking for? Make a post, and members of the community will answer your question. And the good thing is, you're actually talking to people who are living abroad who have had this experience before. So they are like, yeah, in my opinion, the best bet to get the right answer to what you're looking for. So you don't have to start from scratch, reinvent the wheel. You just have to ask the right people. And this is what settling is all about.
Wow. I would love if you share your screen and show
For
them
sure. I
Setlinn and
can
the community itself.
I can do that in just a second.
Okay, while he's doing it, please bring in your questions you want to ask, your questions. Well, basically, we're going to talk about some things we didn't talk about the last live stream also,
For sure.
just as we wait for the questions to come in. We're going to talk
Yeah.
about, I think we didn't talk about opportunity cards. Well, a lot of
True.
people didn't know. Yeah, opportunity card is actually um, one of the would I say easiest or one of the best way if you eventually get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's see what we have about settling. So let
So
me
this
see.
is Setlinn. This is how it looks. You can find it by just Googling the word Setlinn, Setlinn. That's very simple. You Google it, you'll see us at the top. And this is what Setlinn looks like. It's pretty simple. I think if you use other social media platform, you should be able to find your way around. If not, do let us know. Um, on the feed session, you can ask a question. So I would just make a simple post. This is Setlinn. Want to migrate? Ask your questions here, and then check the comments for
Hmm.
responses. So it's as simple as that. I made my post, and boom, this is my post. So you can like, share, comment. Right now, we have more people who are seeking information. And the good thing is that we have users in the platform that are capable of giving answers to this information, myself inclusive. So that's the first part on the feed session, and it just keeps going down and down. I don't want to read all these posts. I think everyone can just go and check them out themselves. Then there's the explore section. Here, it's mainly for people who want to read blog articles related to different topics in the migration space. So you find topics going from lifestyle, art, history. But I think more importantly, that people are always looking for is study abroad, work abroad, nursing, scholarship, information technology, vocational studies. You can just click on any of these and you will see all the topics that have been written about, um, all the all the content written about that topic. And you just go crazy, literally. And as always, when you read, you have the option to, leave a comment, connect with the writer, get more information from them, or you can send them a DM if you don't want to set your information publicly. So that's also there. And if you are a content creator, a writer, then this also gives you the option to write your articles completely free of charge. And the nice thing is you can also connect this to your website as well. So if you want to drive traffic from here to your website or the reverse, this also gives you the option to do that. So you can read, write, and connect with people on this part of the platform. Then there's the gist part. So what we did on the gist part is we try to make opportunities easily accessible to people. So the content here are um, categorized via countries. So you can switch from the different countries depending on what you're looking for, and it will simply populate the post made about that country. So if you're looking for something about Germany, then you just select Germany, and then what you see down here, I literally post about Germany, and you won't see about other countries. So simply just narrowing down your search preference. Um, then there's the group parts whereby, yeah, like-minded people come together to make posts. Um, so you see here different groups which you can join based on what you're interested in. So you can look for the groups. These are the groups that I am a member of, or you can just go through other different groups here and you join
Can they
one.
create their groups?
Pardon?
Can they create their groups?
100%. So if you are like someone who you have an audience base, you want to share information to your audience, then you can simply create your group like that. So I do that again. Uh, Create group. Um, let's do that. My network is a bit slow. So yeah, you give the group name, put the description, you do the settings, you add members if you want, and then you are done. So the group is created. So you can make your group public or private. So once the group is created, you can share the link with your community members. And when you make a post, then the post appears in the group. This, for example, is the group which I personally manage, Migration to Germany. Um, because I am based here in Germany and I am genuinely providing information and connecting people around opportunities in Germany. So if you are interested, you can join this as a public group. And I think I made a post here about 2 weeks ago. That's why you see my picture and also you see the post. So here This is where I post things and people can connect with me here. In this group, it is like a space of its own, you know. You can just literally stay in this group and you don't have to go to the main platform. But yeah, this is settling in a nutshell. I think the easiest way to start is by just making a post on the feed, ask question that you're interested in. But you can also search for content here just by typing the keyword of what you're looking for, and it's going to show you all content about that, either as a blog post, as a gist post, or something shared within the group. So again, just simplifying the way that you can gain access to content. What we are doing here is to make it easy for people to find relevant information when it comes to moving abroad. So, Samson, that was just a
Wonderful. Well explained. Very well explained. Just to
thank you.
add to what you said, Setlinn is just like LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is specifically for jobs search, but Setlinn is specifically for migration purpose. Am I correct, Mr. Michael?
This is correct. Yes, you can think about it
Exactly.
as the LinkedIn for migration.
Exactly. So we have some few questions here. Peter from I think he's watching from LinkedIn. He says, "I'm looking for an open job probably with visa sponsorship in the mines as a
It's a
machine.
machine
I don't know what
operator.
he's trying to say here. As a machine operator, I think he's looking for a visa sponsorship for machine operator. Which countries did you specify the country?
Yeah, so it didn't specify. Peter, could you specify which country you're looking for this job? I think that would help us to, answer your
So
question more specifically.
but randomly, would you suggest which
I
country
would,
would suit machine
I would
operator?
imagine, Peter is probably talking about Germany, for example,
Okay.
but it wouldn't matter anyways, whether it's Germany, Finland, or any other part of Europe. Peter, the first thing would be you need to identify companies within the mining sectors where you want to go to. That's the first thing. Now, the next thing would be what experience do you have in this area? Um, and then also what's your qualification? So these are like the initial assignment or the initial work that you have to do first. Have you identified those companies that are hiring or those companies operating in this field? Two, what is your experience? And then three, what qualification do you hold? A couple of ways that you can do this. If you have the right qualifications and work experience, and you are currently working as a machine operator in your home country, then what you have to do is you can begin to apply to those companies already. You can do your applications in multiple ways. You can send to open positions. You can also send initiative application or unsolicited application. I prefer to use initiative and not unsolicited because unsolicited doesn't sound so nice. Um, if you do have the relevant qualifications and experience, an initiative application would be great for you. Why? Because right now you're currently working on a job, you have the right experience and qualification, and you've looked at that company and say, hey guys, I see what you're doing. I like it very much. This is what I've done in the last couple of years. And I think I can add some value to your team in doing XYZ. So it's really simple, straightforward, no long stories. What you have to indicate in your letter is that what your qualifications are, what you've done before, and how the things you've done also relate to what the company is doing. And if you can be specific, you can also talk about positions that you imagine yourself working in that company. Trust me, by the time you begin to do this, in no time, you will start getting responses and you start, pushing up very closely to getting a job. With regards to visa sponsorship, the way it works in Germany, it's a bit different. Different in the sense that they don't have that classical sponsorship like in the UK, Canada, and elsewhere. So how it works is straightforward. You get the job, you get the work contract and all the relevant papers. You apply for your visa, boom, you are in Germany, and that's really all what you need. So If you want, you can specify which country and we go into more details. Otherwise, this would be the first step. Then you can do like a plan A and a plan B. The plan B would be that you also follow up with maybe like an opportunity card visa, something that we're going to talk about shortly, or the job seeker visa as well. So nothing stops you from doing all three of them. Um, these two options, just stay on the call. We will talk about them briefly, so I don't have to like repeat myself.
Okay, thank you very much, Michael. We have a lot of questions here. I would like if the questions are answered quickly so we can talk about opportunity card.
For sure,
Is
let's
that
do that.
something the audience would want to find out about?
That's
Okay,
okay.
this is BT radiologist. What
So
about
what?
study analysis technician? Okay,
Yeah.
say more
So
about that.
yeah, this guys, please indicate the country. So if you don't indicate the country, I'm just gonna take the default country, which is Germany. Uh, so that's yeah. So I would take your question that dialysis technician. So yes, you can study these. What I can mention is that keep in mind that um, how the course is called in Germany may not exactly be the same wordings as what you know. So I could have a different name here, but the scope of the study content and the career perspective are pretty much the same. So I would take it that you're asking this for the master's level because you are already a radiologist. So probably you're asking this for the master's level. But regardless, master's or bachelor's, the study program is available. Something maybe this is a point where I can also just I will send the link to one of our products which we have that
Okay,
actually makes looking for tuition free study programs easy. I put the
okay.
link in the chat. Uh, I think people who joined us from LinkedIn may not see this, but if you simply
Are you sending to me
Google,
privately?
no, I sent it in the chat in the comment section here.
I can't
So if
see.
you just Google tuitionfreecourses.com, so courses in plural, that's our platform. And what we did there is we list basically all tuition free. Well, we're still adding, but over, right there we have over 1,000 tuition free courses in Germany. So you just need to type in the keyword and you will see all the units offering this course, whether at the bachelor's or the master's level. And you will also see the relevant requirements or documents that you need, application windows, uh, and they're all tuition free courses. So, guys, you can go crazy there.
What's the website again, please? Just a second.
Tuitionfreecourses.com. So, I think you typed it there.
Let me just type it here.
Yeah,
Tuition free
dot
courses.com.
com.
You
Yeah,
do well to check out the website. Okay. We have another question here from Richard. I would like if you're actually saying where you're chatting us from. It would make a lot of
yeah,
sense.
that would be
You come
nice.
from which country? Okay, so I want to relocate to Canada, Finland, Australia. Only you, Richard. How do
Richard,
you want to do this?
decide where you want to go. And this is really important, guys. This is really important. Um, the migration, it's a very tricky process. You know, I don't know how it is for most people, but it can be quite time consuming, and also the routes
Exactly.
to different countries are just they're not the same. You know, and your question, Canada, Finland, and Australia, they're like different parts of the world,
Different
literally.
entirely.
There's Canada on that side, way up north. Now there's
Okay, North
Europe on the other
America.
side, and then there's Australia way down there. So, and the interesting thing is,
Different
these
continent.
countries they have different migration or immigration policies and different routes to go there. So you will be spreading yourself really thin, and the results will just be, I don't know, not the best. So decide for one core location and focus there and give it your all. If I would advise or recommend, Before deciding where you want to go to, as I started initially, it doesn't stop when you land in the country. Actually, that's the beginning because you land there. What are the immigration policies for foreigners? How friendly is the country? The system, actually, it's not that, not the people, the system, because what you're dealing with is primarily the system before the people. So forget about, I don't know, whatever experience you would have with humans. What you have to think about more importantly is the experience with the system. Australia, for example, in my opinion, they do not have the most friendly immigration systems. No way. Um,
Yeah, it's
like you
hard.
are in the medical sector or something. Otherwise, it's probably not where you should start from. Canada and Finland, they're completely different stories. To a very good extent, they have friendly immigration system, which is probably something for you. But decide for one or two locations and probably in the same part of the world. I think it would make sense if you're thinking USA and Canada, and then Finland, Germany, because they are more like the same continent and the mentality within the system are more in the same direction, you know.
Okay, I hope it was clear. So I think if I need to add, if you're considering costs, I think Finland. Then if you have a lot of money, and Canada. Then if you're really good at what you do, Australia. What do you think?
Yeah, but you have to be like a very highly sought out expert,
Truly
except you're
expert.
going
Yes.
as a student, which again, if you have a scholarship, great. If not, then you're going to pay a lot of tuition fees. Uh, you have to think
Yeah.
about the chances of working as a student while studying in Australia. And then what happens after your study? Do you plan on staying there? How are you going to get integrated into the system? Get your long term residence, permanent residence? Do you want to become a citizen? It just keeps going on and on and on. You have to think about these things.
I think you should go for Finland because you will have opportunity to travel to the other Schengen countries.
For example, that's what I would also recommend.
Okay, we have Chiamaka Blessings. She says,
Mm.
"Hi, Samson Pius. Please, I am an international student planning to move to Finland with my spouse and child. What are the prospects for one finding employment in Finland for myself after graduation?"
Mm. And then there's also finding employment in Finland for myself and spouse. Okay. Um, so the thing about finding employment is, in my opinion, primarily it's a mental thing. You have to understand that as someone seeking employment or seeking opportunity, you have something to offer. So you are actually on the giving end. You are the one giving, not necessarily receiving, because you give first before you're compensated by the salary that you get paid, and that's when you receive. So the question to you, Chiamaka, is do you have something to give? Do you have something to offer? Can you make a difference in the company? What position are you looking for? What experience do you have? Which sector are you uh, uh, do you want to work in? And then when you identify that sector or the companies, what can you do for them? So this is where it should come from. If you know what you're looking for, what you can offer, then I can tell you that your prospect of getting a job is already 85% solved. The next thing will then be how you begin to make those applications, get in touch with the company and compose yourself. But the first thing that you have to think about is what can you do? What can you offer? You know? So to answer your question, what are the prospects for finding employment in Finland for myself after graduation? Very high. So if that answers your question,
Yeah.
it's very high. Why? Because yes, Finland is also looking for skilled workers. So I know many friends who are living in Finland, they are working there, you know. So the prospect is very high. On the flip side, what do you have to offer? That's then the main thing.
Yeah. So that's answer your question, Chamaka Blessings. Okay, here we have Akim Abiola Lamidi. We don't have much time. I feel with this question, we should be able to talk about opportunity card. He
Yeah,
says,
we can
please,
do that.
can you assist me getting a job in Germany? So,
Um,
after
so
that, we
Akeem,
conclude the
um,
opportunity.
for sure I can assist you in landing your job in Germany. This I can tell you for sure. I can assist you in landing your job in Germany. When you say get, I'm not sure how you mean, but if you're referring to okay, assisting you with the relevant information, guidance, consultation, and all that, 100% yes. Getting the job is then finally between you and your potential employer, right? A couple of things to consider would be what's the sector you're looking for a job, because that would determine the job requirement, which also would extend to maybe the language, for example. If you are seeking opportunities in core sectors like medicine, pharmacy, or law, then the German language proficiency may be required in the hospitality sector as well. But if not in these areas, then probably not. Then what's your qualification, your level of education, your experience? The list goes on and on and on. But can I assist you in landing the job? Yes, I can assist you.
Okay, that is from Michael, the expert. Okay, I think the same person is asking another question.
So he holds
An
uh,
HND in accounting,
14.
can I use it to apply for school in Germany? That is what.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, so if you go to Setlinn, for example, and you type HND in in the search box,
Can you
you will
just show them
actually,
on screen? So,
yeah. I don't want to take time on that anymore, so I'm just going to maybe take out the link and just share with them. Uh, but I'll just share an example of an article for you. But I think you will also find many more yourself there when you explore it. But the thing you have to know is that HND in Germany is accepted in some universities to study at the bachelor's level and not for masters. So if this works for you, HND to study abroad. Let me just put it there. So if this works
yeah.
for you, fine. It's unlike in the UK and stuff where you can study at the master's level with an HND. I think to some extent also in the US, but in Germany, HND is accepted at the master's level, at the bachelor's level, and not master's level. So this is what you have to keep in mind.
Okay. Okay. To round it off, the opportunity card. What are like the process in getting it?
So the opportunity card um, is a new way that the German government is trying to encourage more skilled workers to come to Germany and yeah, basically move over here. And this goes back to my point where I mentioned that the question always is, what do you have to offer? The opportunities here are a lot. The prospect of landing a job here is really high. The question actually is, what can you offer? And what's even more interesting is Germany, also like many other EU countries, continue to make the immigration routes a lot easier for people because they want people to migrate legally, and also that people are gainfully employed or gainfully engaged in the country. That you're not just here and lousy. So the opportunity card is similar to the Canadian points-based system, in the sense that there are um, different criteria, which when you meet those, you gain some points, and the more points that you have, the higher your chances. Now, for you to qualify, you need to have at least 6 points from all those different things. I will mention them in a second. But before that, I would just like to drop the link to an article again about the opportunity card, because this is also something that was written about on Setlinn, and it really gives all the details. Opportunity card. Uh, I can just open that screen and then go through it so that everyone will just see the details very quickly. Just one moment, because I think it's a lot easier to show it there. The newly introduced opportunity card visa by the German parliament. Yeah, I have it here. Um, so let's go there. Just one second. I think it's kind of easier to show it, you know, rather than
Yeah,
talk
okay,
about it. Uh,
that's fine.
so good, I found it. So I'm just going to share my screen very quickly, and that we see it. So yeah, I typed opportunity card, and then this article popped up. A comprehensive guide to the opportunity card in Germany. There are actually many more content written on it still here on Setlinn, but let's just go through this. I'm not going to be like reading everything, but I'll just go straight to the main point, and I think people can read this on their own later on. Um, so, like I mentioned, it's a points based system. Now, there are different criteria, and then when you meet each of those, you gain some points. And you need a minimum of 6 points to qualify. And once you qualify, then that means you meet the requirements. You make the application from your home country, then they decide. Now, what are the eligibility criteria? So, these are the eligibility criteria: qualifications, so a recognized university degree or evidence of equivalent professional qualification, because people coming from different countries have different type of qualification. So maybe it's not a university degree, but it's something which is also equivalent to a university degree, and this they are going to check it. Then job offer or business plan. Now you are coming here, I did mention that you have to be gainfully employed or engaged. So do you have a job offer or a business plan? So applicants must have a concrete job offer to present, or to have a concrete job offer or present a viable plan. So keep in mind also that this does not mean that um, I think if you show evidence that you are applying to jobs and are making progress, that could also serve. However, what's even more interesting is that people who have a business plan, so for entrepreneurs, a business plan that can actually contribute to the German economy, this may be accepted. Now, then you have to show proof of financial stability to cover your living expenses without relying on public funds. This is very important. Why? Because you're coming to seek opportunity. You cannot just come at once and start relying on the social system for your financial needs. So you have to show a proof of fund. Then there's also the health insurance, which logically, if you have the financial means, then you already cover your health insurance. So those are the main criteria. Now we come to the scoring system. Um, Now, the things which are considered in the scoring systems are: one, your qualification, your work experience, your language skills, and then your age, and the type, the area that your field. So, if you are in the field where there is like there's labor crisis or there's high demand, so like in the tech, the medical sector, they even gain additional points. Why? Because um, they're looking for a lot of skilled workers in that area. So qualifications, so 3 points for a university degree or 2 points for a vocational qualification. So if you have a university degree or an equivalent, you get 3 points. If you have a vocational qualification which is recognized, you have 2 points. Work experience, 3 points for at least 5 years of relevant work experience, has to be in the area of your qualification, logically, or 1 point for at least 2 years of relevant work experience. So work experience counts. Then the language skills, 3 points for if you have a German language proficiency at the B2 level or English at the C1 level, and 2 points if you have German language proficiency at the B1 or English at the B2. 1 point for German at A level or English at B1. Again, You don't show this by saying I have it, or you write it by I have it. No, you show the relevant certificates. Age, 2 points if you are under age 35. So the younger you are, the higher your chances. And then you gain 1 point if you are in a highly sought out field, like areas that the demand is high. So I mentioned IT, nursing, medicine. I think there's also hospitality management, and then probably what's the last one again? It's not coming to my mind, but if you read this article, you will get all the details. Now you can gain additional points if, for example, 1 point if your spouse also has an opportunity card or is applying for an opportunity card. So as a couple, if you guys are applying, each of you gain an additional point. So go get married. And if you've taken language course and you completed it at the A1, A2 level or higher, you gain an additional points. If you've done a volunteer work in Germany in the last 6 months, you gain an additional 1 point. If you have an investment in Germany or in a German company up to 25,000 euros, you gain an additional 1 point. Guys, it's really straightforward. So you need a minimum of 6 points. So you can do the calculation for yourself and then see. As soon as you have this, then you just go through this link to the German Federal Employment Agency and you begin your application there, you know. Um, so guys, it's really straightforward. You don't have to think so much about it. Just do it.
I want to ask, Michael, I've heard about chance and kata. Have you heard about that too?
We're Qatar in the Middle East.
No, 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 kata. Chance and kata.
Yeah, it's the same as opportunity.
Same,
Opportunity
right?
in German
Okay, I
means
just want to be
chance.
sure.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. So we're going to
yeah.
take one question and we round up this section. Veronica Mubanga. I am an international nurse learning Finnish with Duolingo. Can you assist me with finding a job?
I'm an international nurse learning Finnish with Duolingo. Can you assist me with finding a job? So I take it that you're learning Finnish. So you're for
Okay,
Finland. Yeah. So if you're an international nurse, are you like a registered nurse from your home country and you have like the relevant certificate or qualification? Yes, the interesting thing is, if you recall, Samson, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about vocational studies in Germany, where we talked about Ausbildung. Finland also has something similar to that,
lovely.
whereby you can undergo the training to become a registered nurse in Finland. So, yes, Veronica, we can assist you with this, but know that learning Finnish with Duolingo may not be sufficient. You need to be able to show the relevant Finnish language certificate. So if you have that, then we can begin the process for you. But to answer your question, yes, but we would need to understand what's your qualification and then what's the best route for you to continue as a nurse or a nursing practitioner in Finland. Something we have to think about, a way that the people who get in contact with us, maybe they're in contact with you directly, but for those people who are asking for assistance or the service, let's find a way for them to like really get in touch. We check their relevant qualifications and then begin the process for them.
Okay, okay. I'm going to be posting the WhatsApp group chat. So from there, I want to see you guys there. Then I'm going to find a way where we can connect better. Probably
Yeah,
another medium. Yeah.
yeah.
So that will be on the group chat. I just
Okay.
posted a link. Yeah. So we need to know how we connect the audience from LinkedIn, how we connect them in one place. I feel for you guys.
100%.
Okay, I think that's all. It's I really didn't want this to be up to 1 hour because I just wanted to be short and straight to the point, to the questions and answers. But it's
Yeah.
now 1 hour. Sometimes people get scared when they see 1 hour.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess the relevance of what we're doing is actually to the people who are online right now watching it so that they get a chance to ask questions. So that's the main objective. Um, Maybe one final thing from my side would be that, regardless of how you decide to, migrate, if you're going to do it yourself, if you're going to outsource the service, you need to be informed. You need to know what is happening. You need to know what you're doing or what someone is doing for you. So, for those links which we posted here, please take the time to go through those articles or check Setlinn out, ask your questions. Take some time to do some learning yourself. Don't be in a hurry to just get on the process. No, be properly informed, because when you get informed, it makes it easier, A, for yourself if you're doing the process yourself, or B, for the person who is going to facilitate it for you, the service provider, whoever it might be, that you understand what is happening. It just makes it easier for everybody.
Thank you very, very much, Michael. Just to round it up, as he said, settling is your go-to for information. Make Utilize it, connect with people, and know more about where you're traveling to, the requirement, and everything you need to know. Always believe that you can do it yourself, and you don't need to let someone help you that will charge you money, especially when financial money is your priority or what you consider when you don't have much. So, see, I see you again till the next live stream. Every link we've mentioned here will be posted directly on the description. So, I I hope the links is going to be useful, and I'll see you again next week. Good evening.
100%. Yep.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Michael.
much, Samson. Nice chatting with you. And thanks to everyone who joined. Um, Feel free to keep sending your comments in the relevant platform wherever you're watching us from, and we'll do our best to check and respond to them all.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye, guys.